You're watching CW Montana. This is the MTN 9 o'clock news.
And good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us, of course, on this Friday. As we move into the weekend, I'm Andrea Lutz. A lot of stories developing tonight across the state of Montana, including this. Look at that. Golf ball size hail and heavy winds rocked areas of Montana. We're going to show you the sights and sounds of where that was coming up. Plus, Missoula Rural Fire District launching a plan to make response times quicker than ever. We're going to explain. But first, after months of speculation, Montana's lone congressman announces a run for the governor of Montana. This isn't the first time that Greg Gianforte has attempted at the seat. He made that announcement in Helena, saying he's the best candidate to fix some important issues facing our state. MTN's Jonathan Anbarian takes us there.
On Friday afternoon, Congressman Greg Gianforte addressed dozens of delegates at the Montana Republican Party's state convention in Helena. He told the group he'd heard from people around the state asking him to consider running for governor.
They've said we need an executive in the governor's office, someone with business experience, and a customer service mindset, someone to fix the important problems facing our state that have been neglected for far too long. And that's why today, I'm announcing that I've decided to run for governor of the great state of Montana.
Gianforte is a businessman from Bozeman who co-founded Right Now Technologies, a software development company. He said his top priority is creating more high-wage jobs in Montana. He said the Trump administration's policies on cutting taxes and reducing regulations have been good for the national economy, and he wants to use them as a model for the state.
Together, I know we can build a better Montana. It's our time, and we have to seize the moment.
Gianforte previously ran for governor in 2016, losing to Steve Bullock. A few months later, he won Montana's House seat in a special election. He was re-elected last November. He now joins a crowded field of Republicans vying for the nomination for governor. Other previously announced candidates include Attorney General Tim Fox, State Senator Al Olszewski, and Secretary of State Corey Stapleton. Gianforte said his time in business sets him apart.
Just like President Trump brought business experience to the White House, we need business experience in the governor's office. And of all the candidates, I'm the one that has the proven track record to actually create higher wage jobs so more Montanans can prosper.
In Helena, Jonathan Anbarian, MTN News.
All right, two Democratic candidates have filed to run for governor. House Minority Leader Casey Schreiner and former state representative Riley Neal. 4 vetoes from Governor Steve Bullock will remain in place after state lawmakers failed to get enough support to override them. The closest vote came in on the Senate Bill 71. That one's aimed at reducing prescription drug costs. It fell short by 5 votes in both the House and the Senate. And other vetoes include creating a tax abatement on new broadband projects and an income tax credit for businesses. Well, ahead of what's shaping up to be a busy 2020 political season, Cascade County commissioners say they've approved funding for a new ballot counting machine, of course, to speed up the process. Cascade County has only one ballot counting machine, and officials say the new machine will help count the growing number of absentee ballots and cut the counting process in half. That new machine will be used in this upcoming November general election. The Billings School District is ready to hire several new positions and purchase new education materials after voters said yes to funding a levy. Well, in addition to the new books, the district is going to hire 4 career counselors, also known as career coaches. So middle school students can utilize the career coaches before they enter high school and better their post-high school careers.
The paradigm shift that I'm after is to align a parallel pathway for the students entering college so that career rides right alongside it or in conjunction with. It's no longer either I'm going to go to college or I'm going to start a career. They are intertwined, and so we want to open up those opportunities so that students have access to careers while they're in college, in high school, just like they're being prepared to go to college.
And Superintendent Greg Upham also says they hope to have those career counselors or career coaches hired by July. Yeah, listen to that. Those were the sights and sounds of a severe storm in north central Montana. Hey, Pend Oreille County, you probably heard this. It was just one of several spots getting hit with near golf ball sized hail. And tonight we are learning that storms could be an issue all weekend across our state. Of course, our Bob McGuire, he is tracking that and he's going to fill us in on the weather a little bit later in the show. New information tonight as health officials say the water in the Y area of Missoula is now safe to consume again. Last night, someone illegally got into the storage tank west of Missoula, and officials say the drinking water could have gotten contaminated. They found a beer bottle near the system. Officials fear unknown contaminants were in the water.
The assistance of the health department in getting the word out worked well. It's not a large system, but we were able to, I think, adequately inform all users on the system. And in looking back on it, it seems that there never was any kind of issue there, any kind of threat to the water system. But once again, as I was saying, we act in an abundance of caution.
Definitely using some caution there. Well, folks, they say they don't know how someone gained access to the tank, but the DEQ is also running some tests for metals in that water. A popular Great Falls steakhouse is almost ready to open in a new location. Cattleman's Cut Steakhouse is in the final stages of remodeling. It plans to be open just next month. Along with the new location, the steakhouse will have a brand new menu. And the owner tells us she's pretty excited for this new opportunity.
I think the location is ideal. It's in a very high traffic area where we're going to be meeting new people all the time that are be visiting Great Falls area. I'm not just doing this for my family, it's a family-owned business, but I'm doing this for the community and I'm doing this for my customers.
Okay, and the restaurant says they serve certified Angus beef and they are going to do so all day long. 1 in 4 senior citizens in Montana are scammed out of money every single year, an alarming statistic that Montana Senator Jon Tester says he wants to change. The Democratic senator was in Kalispell today to talk about scams targeting the elderly. The Government Accountability Office reports scams cost seniors nearly $3 billion every single year. Tester is working on a new senior fraud bill.
We have a senior fraud bill right now that should help educate seniors when fraud happens, because it happens way too much, by the way. It's a common occurring situation. So educate the seniors about what to look for, and then also educate law enforcement about how we can find these folks who are doing these fraud scams.
Okay, so if a caller offers you free prizes, low-cost vitamins, and inexpensive vacations, the FBI warns it probably is a scam. The Montana Raptor Conservation Center in Bozeman is gearing up to open a brand new wing on its facility, the Muse Education Center. It's an 1,800 square foot building to house 10 of the center's educational birds. It's funded by grants and donations, and the Muse Center will offer a closer experience with raptors.
We take a huge commitment in providing these guys a permanent housing for the rest of their life. You know, quality of life is everything, so we want to make sure that they are protected and also comfortable in their new housing. So this is a huge, huge deal for us.
And the MRCC hopes to open the Muse Center for Educational Programs when it begins its Raptor Summer Series. That's going to start on June 19th. With calls for service soaring, the Missoula Fire District launching an innovative way to deploy firefighters and equipment. MTN's Dennis Bragg shows us.
Missoula Fire is busier than ever right now, and the projections are for the department to hit a new milestone in the coming months.
We're going to be pushing 10,000, close to 10,000 calls for service this coming year. We were at 9,043 last year, looking at our numbers. And of those 9,043, about 33% of the time we have at least 2 calls going on simultaneously. So
now the city will try and match that demand with a new peak activity unit, assigning teams of 2 firefighter EMTs to be able to float to calls between City Fire's 3 busiest districts. Having that flexibility will allow the assigned engine companies to stay attached to their stations, having the peak team available for backup or providing immediate response during overlapping calls.
They're looking to trying to alleviate some of the call pressure off of these engine companies, but also absolutely if we have any other type of fire or rescue or other emergency medical call, CPR call, anything of that nature, they can absolutely provide additional manpower as quickly as they can get there to help the whole for all system.
While the team will roll out in this multi-purpose rig, which has patient capabilities, Missoula Emergency Services will still handle the city's emergency medical calls. But the additional transport capability can help in mass casualty situations where there are many patients, or even helping firefighters recover and rest. Davis says because the peak teams are experienced firefighters, they can help wherever needed.
We can do emergency calls, structure fires, river rescues, hazardous material calls, basically anything you can think of.
MFD has enough funds to try the peak teams as a pilot program through the first part of summer, and we'll be tracking how well it works to see if it might be a solution through the busy summer months.
We want to try to use this as just a trial period to capture how effective this can be in improving our station reliability and improving our response times and providing that additional manpower on scene and trying to make it work for the city of Missoula, keeping in mind the efficiencies and just being fiscally responsible.
Okay, and we're also told the peak teams will also give crews more manpower backup instead of having to pull an engine crew from another station, say, across the town. After the break, a brave little girl in Kalispell is battling a rare disease, and her family wants you to know about it. But of course, first, it is the weekend, so Bob, how's the weather going to be out there?
It's been an active day with severe thunderstorms around Great Falls all the way down to the Billings area. Looks like things will be drying up a little bit across the state tomorrow. We'll have more of that coming your way next.